Okay, you guys, we're going to be carrying on with the COOT project. This week we're painting the roll cage, some of the odds and ends. I've got the axle tubes finished up and I've got them sitting right over here. Primers on them. I'm going to start throwing some paint on them. And I've got one of the tires mounted. I'm hoping to get this thing up on wheels, at least the rear end anyway. So let's get that done. Okay, you guys, so I've got everything wiped down with acetone and I've got a couple coats of Rust-Oleum primer on everything. We're doing the backrest piece, the roll bar, the axle tubes, and the hubs right now. And we're going to be throwing some Rust-Oleum black over top of them. So let's get them painted out. You know, you guys really don't want to watch me paint this whole thing out, so why don't we just click forward and get this done. Alright, you guys, I was supposed to do a bunch of tractor work outside today, but as you can hear on the tin roof, it is raining. It's been raining all day. Got the parts dry. It's been a few hours. Come out here and we've got them set into place. Oh man, it looks good. There's our roll bar there. We've got this guy mounted on solid. And now we're going to slide in axle tubes. Got one of them here, so we've got to install axle tube seal. And you can see there's a groove right down in here. There's an O-ring that runs right here. That's what keeps the water from coming in your COOT. So what we're going to do is we're going to go in here, put the O-ring in. We're going to goop this up with a little bit more sealer. One on the other side. Slide those in. Put the bolts on. And maybe, just maybe, we can put the rear tires on. Because that rain is coming down so hard. Anyway, here's one of our axle tubes. Now these ones were manufactured by me. Copied them off the originals, and I had to bore the inside, if you remember that part. So that'll fit over the grease groove down there. So let me get the O-rings, we'll slide them in, and then we'll put these on. Alright, there's our two O-rings. Now these, like I said, a bunch of these parts in one of the first videos were sent out to me by a guy named Tom. He goes by COOT Tom on the forums, and that's where I got these two O-rings. I'm not exactly sure the size or what they measure. You can get a hold of him though on the forums. He's easy to find. Let's throw those in. We got those two O-rings in, and what I like to do is make sure that they don't sit crooked. So carefully, I'll come in here and go around that, and then just all you do is go around the O-ring like this, and that'll help it straighten up if it went on crooked or anything like that, or rolled, not crooked. Just when sometimes those O-rings will roll around and not sit straight. Let's get this guy on here. That'll just do it right there. Okay, now we're ready for axle tubes. Okay guys, one axle tube is in. Got the O-ring in. That was quite a chore. I've got the ID of the tube the same size, but the stock ones are flanged out pretty good, and it took a little bit. I had to use some bolts to suck that tube over the O-ring, but it's in, it's sealed. We're all assembled here on this side. You can see I've got my sealer all squeezed out around. It should be watertight. Got the bearing in, and we've got the hub on. So let's do the other side, and we're ready for tires. Alright, the other side axle tube's in. This is how I had to end up doing that. I've got a socket with a long bolt. Not focusing there, is it? Socket with a long bolt, and that just sucks that axle tube in over that O-ring. So now I can come out here and install the other 3 bolts, and then we'll pull that one out. Okay, axle tube's all installed. We'll slide the bearing on. These are greasable, so I'm not going to grease them up now. Let's just squirt some grease in when they're on. So put that on, get the bolts in it, and throw the axle hub on. Okay, got that all ready to go. We got our hub here. We're lining up the keyway. With the keyway here. Got a little bit of grease on there, help things go together. There he is. All right. And then we just suck the big castle nut down on there. That's it. All right, you guys, this is where we're going to end the video for this week. We've got quite a bit done today. We've got one of the rear tires mounted. I've got my tire changer set up here, so I've got the other ones out there. Like I said, it was raining today, so I'm not going to go out there and get all muddy and messy trying to change tires. Anyway, looks good. I like it. Got the COOT signs done for the front. I've got one, you can see it back here on the back. Just get up close and take a look at those things. I like the original COOT emblem. That looks pretty good. This is just, I just pulled these out of the oven. They just got done getting powder coated. So I just got a couple threads welded on there and they're going in those holes. So that's it for this episode. We got a little bit of the articulation going because I put that tire on, and I probably have to throw a little paint back in here and mask some stuff off, but not too big a deal. Coming along. Tell me what you think in the comments. I think it's coming along pretty good. I like it. Anyway, that does it for this week. Thank you guys. See you next week.